Okay. Now we're hoping, and our first time using YouTube, so somebody can let us know if you can hear us well. Oh, actually, I heard that pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we're on. So StreamYard was messing up, glitching. It was hard to get through. We reached our 1,000 subscribers thanks to Los Adventures or Oklahoma Adventures. And we will be with them again. I guess we got to look up here. It's so high this time. Or it looks like we're looking down. But we're using YouTube right now, and we got some interesting things tonight. We're taking questions. And we're also going to ask, because we do have viewers, we do have trackers here, we do have people who has gotten the documentary, the DVD, and has watched it. So these people we know can answer these questions. And these are going to be questions, whatever you need to know if you, especially questions you've never gotten answered before. If you've asked someone, another channel, or in a stream, or even in conversations, if you never got an answer, that's what we want. But we're going to let some of our trackers and people who have the DVD answer a lot of the questions. And if they cannot be answered, then we will answer those at the end. But periodically, we're going to ask the viewers to answer, or if they know the answer to one of your questions that hasn't been answered. And if no one still has, at the very end, we'll answer that question. And that also goes to the point of, talking about experts and knowing what we're talking about, that whatever questions you got, if nobody else can answer them and we answer them, then that pretty well cinches that. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the words of prayer, and then we're going to do the announcements and talk about what we're going to talk about, and then we'll get started. I just got to always remember we got to look up here, or it looks like we're looking down.
Our verse for tonight is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. 2 Timothy 2:15. And we'll pray. Father, we love you and we thank you for your covering over this platform, and we take it seriously. We thank you for discernment and for drawing those viewers to the channel and our pages that need this knowledge, while you bind the eyes, ears, mouths, and keyboards of the enemy. Thank you for protecting the electronics, our feeds, our viewers, and ourselves. And you know the needs of each person here, Lord. And we thank you in Jesus' name. No, that's not bad.
Is it not bad?
Not bad. Hello, everyone. Makes it easy to read this.
Well, yeah.
Should I turn this one on?
Oh, it's that light that's over there that's throwing me off.
Should I turn that on?
No, it's okay. Okay, so here we are. We had our words of prayer and the verse that we're using tonight. And actually, I would like to ask you about the verse and how it came to be for tonight.
Well, tonight we are going to have a quiz, you are going to give us a quiz, and we'll see if some of our older viewers that have been with the channel longer, or those who have the DVD, or maybe some of you out here already know the answers. We'll not give credit for incomplete answers, and it's all, just to refresh. and to teach the newer people also questions that you won't get answered elsewhere. And if you do, we'd like to know, because we'll promote those channels if they're telling the same things that we know.
And good evening, everybody. Hola, ¿cómo está? De la nueva gente aquí. Hola, ¿cómo está? Para día we're going to need a translator also. If someone will volunteer to translate. I don't see CT here, or she would translate for us, or Oklahoma Adventure. So if anyone can translate, we would like to get the questions that we might not be able to read in Spanish. So we will have people who are going to help us with that. So right now we're going to make our announcements, and then we are going to get to the topic tonight. And then we're going to do the comments. We're going to look at the comments in just a minute. So give us just 1 second.
We have 3 Facebook channels: Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas; the Choctaw Missing and Murdered Women and Children, WOMBMAN, and Woman and Son Center and Database, and the Lead TrackerElla Facebook page. And we welcome you to join all those pages, and also our Facebook, our YouTube channels. This one, hit like, subscribe, notification bells, you know everything you have to do. And also there is a Lead TrackerElla channel, and it mirrors many of the same videos here and has some that are not on this channel.
The DVD, the Bigfoot documentary, $101. It's also in the description of how to obtain that video. There are a few people who have that video here in there's a few people here who has the documentary, who has already viewed it, and they're going to be helping with the questions tonight. We're going to have fun with this, but in the description, the Cashapp, PayPal, and now the Patreon, and people can help with the support of the channel, the track channel, the Patreon, also through Cashapp or PayPal. But the Bigfoot documentary, all the answers that you need in there to be above any of the researchers, any other documentary, any other research group, the viewers here and the people who have already viewed the DVD, they're already excelled and way ahead of everyone else. This is what we recommend everyone to be, is to get your documentary, get your DVD through here, through this channel. You can use the Cashapp, the PayPal, or the Patreon. You're going to see a lot of questions that whoever has tonight about Bigfoot or any of these cryptid creatures, you would find the answers in the DVD. So when we have a question that we know is in the DVD or relates, we're going to just put this up and let you know that question is in the DVD. And then if no one can answer those questions, then we will at the very end of the broadcast, and we're going to do this for about an hour. So any questions you got, also we need that translator to help with some of these, and then we're going to do the comments after that, and then we're going to begin.
Our post office box is 655 Antlers, Oklahoma 74543.
74523.
74523. Remote assessments. We would love to continue to get your videos of what's going on in your areas. If we don't want pictures of your house, we would like to see videos from your house of what you're looking at the tree line, so we can help you. If you think that you have Bigfoot in the area, we can help you notice where the blinds are, if there are any.
Also, with remote assessments, we're asking people to, especially if you have the DVD, we would ask that you would help us getting information out to our other trackers. But with the remote assessment, this is going to help you find activity in your area, around your homes, workplaces, roads that you may be driving by and driving down to. But in the remote assessments, and the active areas, we can help you with that. We can help you deter them, but also we can only help you if you want us to help you. We've got some friends who are already, they got the DVD. I don't know if they've watched it yet. They were planning on it. They have Bigfoots around their area. Very closely, they come up to the windows, they knock on the walls, they are visible. This family has said that they've tried to communicate with them, and that they, at that time, it seemed to be no problem as far as they didn't want us disturbing anything, didn't bother anything, and so we just shared the information here. But now we've got word that the Bigfoots are more active around that family, and that the family members were pretty shook up last night. Very last night, not a week, a month ago, last night. They gave us a call and we or a message, and we messaged back. But we can only help you if you want to deter these things. If you want to get them away from you, they're not curious. They're not cuddly creatures. They're not pets. They are carnivores. They eat. They drink blood. They eat flesh. People are on that menu. They will communicate with you to get closer to you. But on the remote assessments, we just want you to know that we can help when you do find these structures or blinds. But it's only if you want us to help you. And you do the work. You have to do the work. We do the work here. Our friends, they do the work at their places. Our other trackers do the work at their homes. They do the upkeep to make sure that everything's monitored. And then after that, once you're secure and safe, have a great time. But make sure you're aware of your surroundings, so to speak.
And we say this out of genuine concern when it's to the point that they're actually at the window and communicating with you. This is no different than if you had a Ouija board. Do not mind speak. Do not talk out loud. Do not communicate with these beings ever. If you just don't do it. No different than a Ouija board. You will open yourself up to a connection that you do not want.
Also, this is a tracker channel. This is where our trackers meet and we discuss things like this, of what's going on in people's areas and what we can do and who can possibly help out if they're in that area. So it's not an open discussion except for tonight. And the reason we're doing it tonight is because we've been doing some streams with some very important information. We're sharing knowledge to other trackers. and things that are going on right now, except that we've been having people in the chat rooms. The new people who hasn't understood yet that we're sharing this information with other trackers. It's not for us to, we're not just sharing it to viewers. This is information that we share to each other, to our other trackers, and the viewers get to listen in and ask questions related to the topic or the lesson that we're sharing for that night. But we've had a lot of new viewers, so we're going to take a second, because a lot of viewers are communicating in the chat rooms and asking questions that didn't pertain to the lesson or the session, and it was just all over the place. So we're going to take tonight, and if you got questions, tonight's the night to do it. And let's use this night to get that question answered, or you'll get to it's reversal. But if all these questions that can't be answered, they're in the DVD, and if they're not in the DVD, we will answer them at the end of this broadcast, and we'll do this for about an hour. But it is a Trackers channel. It's not an open discussion place. We're sharing information of what's going on, important information, except for tonight. Tonight we're going to take a second because of all the miscommunications going on, and we want to get this out of the way so that the next stream is just about the lesson, about what we're doing and who needs to be helped, and where we're tracking or what we're doing.
It's also very good just to be able to refresh on things we haven't talked about for a while. So there's also a few people we'd like to, haven't heard from you in a little bit. Mr. L, want to check, make sure you're doing okay. SMA Mommy. There's a few of you out there. Just y'all holler at us if you're in the chat. We just want to make sure y'all are doing fine. Let's see. And welcome to everyone.
Welcome everybody. And also we do have that Patreon again if you want to help support the channel monthly, or you can also order the new shirts that we'll be having out pretty soon. Everyone has also been talking about the new logo. Let's see if I can get that up. The new logo for shirts. But we're going to have to talk with the distributor person who's going to help us with that and see what they think about it, because that would be a whole different price thing with all the artwork and the colors on it. So we'll have to take that up with them. So we're going to go ahead and have Tracker E do the comments, and then we're going to start taking questions, and we're just going to have conversations until we get those questions. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to do this for about an hour, see how many questions we got. If you've been with this channel for a while, and if you have the DVD, you are allowed to answer those questions that I don't like to say it this way, but those would be basic questions that a lot of people have. And we know that if you've got the documentary, and if you've been with this channel for a while, you're able to answer those questions. So we would very much appreciate it if you do that, so we don't have to do that. We'd just be repeating ourselves. Ask the questions, viewers. Ask the questions. We have people in here who can answer your questions. We've had also a lot of people talk about there's no Bigfoot experts, but we're saying any question you need answered, we'll answer it. But we also have viewers and trackers in the room who can answer those questions as well. So there are a lot of experts here. So we got expert trackers. We got there's just a multitude of people with knowledge on this channel. This is a no kind of BS channel. We're not going to give you an opinion. We're not going to sugarcoat you or go around something. We're going to tell you directly and what it is. So we're gonna do some comments, and then we're gonna get started with the questions. And any questions you have that has never been answered, and if they're basic questions to us, we've got trackers of people in the room who will answer those for you. And monitors, a translation person. I'm gonna translate the best I can, but we would very much appreciate it if we had a translator in here who would translate some of the questions for us.
We want to answer the questions, and we want to answer them correctly, so we want to make sure that we understand. So we would appreciate that very much, and it won't take as long if we can do it, if someone will try to interpret for us. Okay, we're going to run through the comments real quick. Scott, hello, glad you're here. Charles, I'm your Huckleberry. Glad you're here. Tennessee's here. Marcelo Munoz, hola.
Hola, Marcelo.
Christian, hello. Let's see, Mysterious Oklahoma's back again.
Mysterious Oklahoma.
Always has some good comments there. Let's see. We have Jorge. Hello, Jorge.
From
JR
Colombia.
is here. Hi, JR.
JR.
And Tennessee says, wonderful art. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's to represent all the different kinds of mutations of the Bigfoot, which I know you know that, but for someone that might not. And also for questions, it may be questions that y'all have seen come up in some of the Bigfoot groups. If you've seen some questions in there that are not getting answered, or that you see, here's how it usually goes. Someone will ask a question, and there'll be 25 answers, all spoken with complete authority, and none of them are the same. So if you've seen a question like that, and I know you have, put those in here too, and let's see what we say. Jesus Gaona says, hello, Jerry. My question is, do you know about the existence of Bigfoot in Mexico, and where? Thanks. Jesus.
Well, I've been to Mexico, but no, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly, but they are there. They're in every part of the world. They're in the coldest Arctic. They're in the most tropical. They're anywhere a spider will be, Bigfoots will be. So they're all over the world, in every crevice, every cave, every shadow. But as far as pinpointing a place, no. I don't have any trackers in Mexico. I would love to have trackers all over the world, in every country, who would help bring this to. But I have, and hopefully you have heard of, there are stories of Bigfoots in Mexico, in the mountains, around the temples. But yeah, they do have them, or you have them.
Okay. Next question. Mysterious Oklahoma says, describe areas where Bigfoot stores food caches.
Oh.
Can some of our other older viewers, or those who have seen the DVD, we would like to give you a chance to answer this first. And in the meantime, hi Linda, Jeremy.
Okay, and the question again.
Describe areas where Bigfoot stores food, or their food caches.
Let's see, Charles. Charles would have that answer, sure. CT. JR, I don't know if did you order your DVD? I'm not sure if you have or not, but I think you did, but I'm not sure.
While we give more time, we'll answer a couple more, read a couple more comments. Mysterious Oklahoma says, Bigfoot reports in the Sierra Occidentals of Mexico.
Okay, and that was for who? Marcia? No.
Jesus.
Jesus. That is your answer, or a part of your answer, but Mysterious Oklahoma has answered Bigfoot reports in the Sierra Occidentals in Mexico.
And if anyone else knows of locations where there have been Bigfoot sightings in Mexico, please put those down. Scott answers, in trees, holes, even in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Good, Scott, good.
And even in the DVD, we talk about caves and burrows are places used to store food, I forgot what's all in there. But that answer is in the Bigfoot documentary, that they store food underground in burrows and caves.
Yes, under rocks, under logs. They have even been known to wrap mice up.
Good answer, Scott.
Yes, they have even been known to wrap mice up in leaves, roll them up like little hors d'oeuvres, like little finger foods.
Let's see.
Jesus says, thank you.
Yeah, we're not going to try to give you more information. We want to just answer those questions, because if we give you more information, that may be one of your questions. Christian says, Jerry Uptone, Time a las balas o el sonido. And Jesus says, thank you to Mysterious Oklahoma. Jesus says, thank you.
If someone can translate this quicker than I can type it into translator, please do. But in the meantime, Christian, I'm typing it into a translator, your question.
Jorge, Luis, okay, Colombia.
This is TIENEN.
TIENEN. A space, LAS space.
I believe if it can be filled with water.
Oh, okay. So he translated for us. So it says the Patone, the Bigfoot, afraid of bullets or sounds. Is that the same one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Gracias. Muchas gracias, Christine, for the transductor. Or Jesus. Oh, Jesus did. Gracias. See, I hope someone can translate this for us.
Sonido is sound.
Okay. The Bigfoot has self-preservation. It knows it can be killed by bullets and arrows, stones. So, and it knows the sounds of a rifle clicking, a shot being fired, they're not afraid of it, but their life self-preservation depends on them not being shot. But as any predator, they are not afraid of people. They're not afraid of guns, but they do know it can kill them. It can harm them. So it's self-preservation, not fear.
If Bigfoot bleeds, the others will eat it. And I'll copy and paste that into the comments.
Hey, Tracker A is here. All right. Scott saying, hey, Tracker A.
If Bigfoot bleeds, the others will eat it. If it gets shot, even if it just bleeds.
So we're using a translation, transductor. Hora. So,
Tracker A, we're taking questions and we're asking the viewers that have the DVD or who have been listening to the channel or the other trackers to answer the questions before we do give y'all a chance to answer, because we're not the only experts.
and Linda, if you could translate for us, it may be quicker for us to answer the questions. But Tracker A, Charles, if y'all could, Scott, of course, help answer these questions that people have, and if they're not in the DVD, then we will answer those at the end.
Christian says Bigfoot is a cannibal. Oh my God, yes. See. A question that I saw in a group today, or actually it was in a comment on a story on a YouTube channel, was about Bigfoot raping women, and is it possible to impregnate the women? Who can answer that?
And if anybody knows the story about Blackie and Fox, they know that answer. And we do have trackers who do know that answer. So, any question? I know the other night we had a lot of questions. When we was working on a different topic, we had a lot of questions. A lot of people asking this and that, and this and that, and this and that, and we answered, pretty much every one of them. That I think we stopped at 3 hours and said we gotta get off this. Hey, Sis, can you ask that in a question? The only part of that question is what do they think? Try not to give us your opinion, just give us your question. And then we will have a tracker or a viewer answer that. And if it's a question that is not in the DVD, we will answer.
So, Jesus is asking.
But yes, that also.
Do they remain still if someone is armed? Hey, Jeremy says, I've heard that it's possible for Squatch to impregnate women. Yes. Yes, it has happened, absolutely. We're going to type in that question real quick.
Give us a second, Christian. Un momento, Christian. And if you could ask that question again, Jesus,
to make sure we understand what you're asking. Christian says, when do the Mothmen show up? It says when the Mothmen show up.
That's also in the DVD when we talk about Twilight. The times that they move in.
Okay.
We need to write some of these down. Can anybody answer that question? When does the Mothman show up? The question from Christian.
Christian says, thank you. Good night.
When do Mothmen show up? The translation we have.
Linda, are you still in here? The last question we have, okay. Tracker A says, at night around 10 p.m. is when I was attacked by a Mothman and an angel saved my life. We actually have do you remember the episode that we talked about that on Tracker A? We'll have to find that and put that in the link too. Time before last movie that she was on. If you remember, let's put a link. And this is in, Tracker A is in Alabama. Lots of Mothmen in Alabama. Jeremy Wilson says, I remember. Tracker A says 3 or 4 episodes back, I think. Okay, thank you, Tracker A. Y'all will just have to keep going back. And that's one of the stories. Alabama is thick with Bigfoot in all its mutations. And Jim from Life's Adventures, it was right at, he would say that it was right at dusk when they started coming out in his episode too, in his story or experience.
And all these creatures come out during the twilight. They start moving, getting into position. That's when everybody else is eating dinner inside the house. They're moving closer to you. The darker it gets, the closer they'll come in. You'll find Mothmen with Bigfoots and Dogmen.
Marcelo is asking if the DVD is in Spanish. That's a very good question. No, it isn't, but that's a very good idea, Marcelo.
Sí. No, Marcelo, no ahora. Para más tarde, yo pienso, necesito traducir. Para es todo inglés, no te.
Christian's asking if Mothman are real.
Yes,
Sí.
yes, sí.
Yes.
Muy grande, muy grande. Claws, the palos? No, the país. Pate. See, Mothman. Really. Get us.
Oh, CT.
CT, do you need a job? Scott just said that he would hire you to translate for us. You both showed up at the right time. So CT, you are, if you would please be our, oh, she is, she already is. She says, when is when you can see Mothman? When and where? When and where? When is when?
When can you see Mothman? Any time of day or night, but
Esta noche, to noche?
Mostly in the twilight, through the dark.
Twilight. CT, I don't know how to say. ¿Cómo se dice twilight? And when it gets darker, they move in, move in, move in, move in.
Oh, I know what.
Crep.
Oh no, I can't do it.
What's it sound like?
Crepusculum?
What's it sound like?
Well, if I turn it up, it'll get feedback. Oh.
Crepúsculo. Crepúsculo.
Ah, thank you.
All right, CT.
We're getting there.
Hey, we needed a translator and we got one.
Gracias.
Okay.
Thank you.
CT, can you write in captions that any question they need or anyone writing in Espanol can send you a question and translate for us, please? Everybody's talking to CT now.
Is Christian asking if Mothman can impregnate?
Christian said one time I'm sure. Oh, see, Christian. Todo mundo. Donde el patón, donde Mothman. Es Mothman.
For those who don't see the chat, Christian said one time in Chile, a Mothman was seen.
And our translator is doing a great job, but we appreciate it.
We sure do. ¿Dónde está el patón? Está Mothman.
She said, where Bigfoot is Mothman.
Sí.
She's our translator. And as CT knows the answers too. She has a DVD. She has activity. She knows what's going on. And she's been with the channel for a while. So you can ask CT. We can take a nap or we can go in the other room, have something to eat. CT can answer your questions.
Quite a few on here could.
Charles could, Linda. Who else do we have in here? Scott, of course. Joe Blow. Where's Joe Blow?
These are regular viewers. Are very, very quiet tonight. Our older viewers. Christian says incredible. We know y'all have to have more questions than this.
CT, we put you up there as an expert also. You and SMA Mommy, y'all have the DVDs. Y'all know what's going on.
Here's a question that we have been asked, and we do have the answer to, but we want to know y'all's answer. Okay.
See what they got.
All right.
So your questions, if they're in the DVD, we'll let you know. And if no one answers, we'll let you know at the end. But if there are questions that are not in the DVD, we will answer those. But if you do have the DVD, you would be able to answer it. Just thinking about how everything is in a sequence and how it relates to the next thing. Marcelo Muñez, Chile y Uruguay también existían. Sí, todo el mundo, Uruguay, sí. Gracias, CT. Oh, it's so good to have a translator. Good friends, too. En todo el mundo, Marcelo. Gracias, CT. Muy gracias. Christian has another question. CT could probably answer that one. Charles, Linda, Scott.
For those who don't know, El Mundo means the world. I just had to look it up.
El Mundo.
El Mundo is the world.
Same way you kill a Bigfoot.
CT asks, how can we kill Mothman?
Well, see, the hijos arriba. Oh, how can we kill Mothman? Here's a question. Anybody answer that? If you answer it, we don't have to. Hey, Tennessee. Let's see. Marcelo Muñez. TrackerElla, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. Your answer. Tracker A. Perfecto. Otro answer. Marcelo.
Jesus says, what is on the DVD that you could share with us? All the information that you get on this channel, and if you will look back, Jesus, through older videos, the DVD is the shortcut through those videos. We always provide all the information. It will just take you a lot of videos to cover all of that, of what we pack into the DVD.
Hola, Virginia.
Margaret. Hola, Margaret.
Jody.
Tracker A says, inward and outward. Y'all listen to Tracker A because Tracker A has applied this knowledge. Tracker A had to use this knowledge to save her own niece. Tracker A's family was attacked by a Bigfoot and had to put it down. And a Bigfoot and a Mothman would be taken down in the same location. Jody?
Yeah. Jody, she says, hi everyone. Question: are those wood knots part of their vocalization? If so, what do dog whistles do to them? That's a two-part question. The first part is in the DVD, Jody. I'm surprised that you don't have it already, Jody. But we'll write that one down, answer it at the end. But that is in the DVD, and we will talk about those dog whistles.
Mysterious Oklahoma says, do Bigfoot use mud bogs to trap prey or hide in the mud to capture prey? Who can answer that? And we'll come back to it. We just want to see what our returning viewers have to say. Hola, Virginia. Marcela says, bueno, gracias. Is it ha 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 ha? Tracker A says, also buttocks, underarms, and the groin. And we're talking about the connecting area between the buttocks and the groin. Right, that area. Because they're ambush predators. Can you say this again?
Yeah, she answered it for you.
Okay. So yes, Tracker A, but the number one quickest spot is between the eyes, up into the center. Marcelo, he does not go to the forest anyway, says CT. Christian says he is afraid. Don't be afraid. Have faith, Christian, and now you have knowledge and faith. And no fear. Just be prepared. What is the Spanish word for prepared? This is preparado sin miedo. Preparado sin miedo. Be prepared but not afraid.
Be prepared but not afraid.
Jeremy Wilson says, how big do the Sasquatch get? And April says she's seen them up to, or Tracker A says she's seen them up to 25 feet tall.
Good job, Tracker A, on the information. Marcelo, he does not go into the forest. Thank you, CT. Gracias, CT, Marcelo says.
Douglas Ola says, hello, Douglas. From Brazil. Charles says, the Bigfoot can also throw their voices and be much closer than you think. Yes, Charles, they sure can. And Charles knows this from firsthand experience. Y'all go back and look at his episode, also his story. And he has a wonderful illustration of the one that he saw.
Goose 1980 says, why is it that other researchers, example one named Todd, says Bigfoots are peaceful and welcoming? It's because they don't have the DVD. They don't know the DNA of what the purpose is and what the Bigfoot and where it comes from. Todd, we talked about him being ran into traps He doesn't know what he's doing out there. A lot of researchers don't know what they're doing out there. If you have the DVD, if you have that DVD, ask anyone who has that DVD how much safer, and that it does and has saved lives already. The information is that important in it.
Many of the bigger names would not be allowed to even be on the air if they let people know how dangerous these things are. There's a huge cover-up. Todd is also one that we have been told will allow women to be used as bait to lure in the Bigfoot. We don't recommend anything that he practices. Totally different camps.
Yes, and Todd actually had a female, and he was wanting her to urinate in the area where Bigfoot were to draw them out. You don't want to do anything like that. You don't want to urinate around them, wear perfume, or to have a female who is having her cycle. It's just like sharks. They will smell that blood and they will come.
We do know that Todd also was hurt in a manner that we have warned people about for a long time, about the land spikes that you can see behind us here. Land spikes, Guth, 1980. Land spikes are sharpened sticks that are placed behind logs and other objects, or behind something someone has to, or the prey jumps over and can impale themselves on. It either kills them or it draws blood, which is just as handy for a predator. Todd Standing actually, from what we understand, got caught in one of these kinds of traps, and it could have gone much worse. Also, a lot of these people, the Bigfoot, are docile because they're getting fed by these researchers, but the day will come when the researcher can't feed them anymore, or the wildlife is too scarce to help pad the food, and then they begin to attack the people in the area. It's a very dangerous practice, and we don't recommend it whatsoever. Not using humans for bait, and not gifting the Bigfoots either. Good question.
And Charles actually answered that question too. He said because they don't know any better.
You're exactly right, Charles.
And they don't know any better.
CT says Christian has his Bible with him all the time. Good. Ramiro says,
Good.
So how long have the Bigfoot existed? How long did Bigfoot
Can anybody answer that question? We're going to write that down. Ramiro.
We will come back to your question, Ramiro. We're going to let other people answer first.
But your answer is in the DVD. Ramiro. How long Bigfoot exists? And your answer is in the Bigfoot documentary DVD. But we will, if no one answers that, we will answer that at the end.
It's a good question, Ramiro.
Good question, though. CT. Jeremy says what Charles said. Yes. Yes, good. Everybody.
CT is interpreting.
CT is doing a great job.
You sure are. We're glad you showed up.
I hate to see the bill, Scott.
Christian is asking if they are demons.
Let's see. Did I answer that?
It was called, yes. One of the names, yes.
Are they demons? That was from Christian.
Christian, we will come back and answer that question before we're finished. We want to see what other viewers have said. Good questions, though. Very good questions. And thank you, CT.
And thank you, trackers, and thank you, viewers who has the DVD, who is answering these questions. CT, Tracker A, Charles, every one of y'all have that DVD, and every one of y'all are able to answer every one of these questions. Thank y'all so much.
We also appreciate the patience. I just love our viewers. We thank y'all for your patience with the Spanish-speaking viewers. It's good that we can all get in here and learn and speak with each other. Portals, did it come from another dimension? Christian says.
I don't know if we answered that one in the Bigfoot documentary, so we're going to say that also.
We have had a live stream on portals.
Yeah, we sure have.
But can't remember if we specifically spoke about portals in the DVD. Do they move through a portal or dimension? Is the question from Christian. And some of our other trackers. Answer that. And then we'll also talk about it at the end. Mm-hmm. Tracker A says, yes, they do move through portals.
Okay. Wow, there you go. I don't have
Tracker A, I've seen it. Can we get to the pictures that we have?
No. It's on the other side.
Okay.
So the answer is yes. Tracker A just answered that for you. But don't go into any portals.
Never.
They're just predators past that veil. It's all predators out there. You don't know where you may even end up. If you know of a portal, get away from it. If you have any medicine people to shut it like we do, it's easy to do. If you find one, let us know. We can walk you through that. But don't go into any portals. They're just predators behind the veil. But great answer, Tracker A. Appreciate all of that.
And these are very good questions, too.
And we got a couple of questions that we're going to answer at the end also. We've been writing them down. Don't worry, your questions have been written down. And Charles says the Bigfoot can also leave a portal open. Yes, they can. They are not portal closers. They like open doors. They leave them open for other ones to come through.
And if y'all would like to know more about portals, we have a whole episode on them.
If you could help us out, CT, that's a picture of a portal that's spinning. You can still see it back up there.
That is a portal in the middle of the forest. Very dangerous.
Marcelo, you can obtain the DVD in your country. We just need your address. We've shipped some to different locations. Tennessee says he heard the sun was a portal. The sun is actually an energy being, but does have portals, just like Earth, just like the moon, other planets or animal planets. CT's answering again. Good, thank you.
Lewis says, got a picture of the spider. Is he talking about which spider, Lewis?
We don't have anything on here, but on the channel, you can go back. There are some streams that have the spider information as well. Also in the DVD, we talk about the spider and the oldest stories that pertains to the Bigfoot. It's in the DVD. All these questions, everything you're asking.
And for tonight, we don't have loaded any photos. We don't have the ability to put up. That's why I think this tonight. I had that on my phone.
Yeah, this is our first time using YouTube streaming live.
Yeah. Compa Louise is here. Hello. Hello.
Hey, Louise. Is it? All right. All right, CT, you're answering the. Oh, we're so thankful to have you.
We sure
as
are.
a friend too. CT, I hope you got a keyboard. Trying to write that fast on the phone. Bienvenido, Luis. CT, habla.
Christian says, thank you so much, Jerry and Ella. De nada.
De nada. More questions, more questions. And there's some we wrote down we're going to answer at the end if no one else can do that.
Compa Luis has a question. He says, how you doing, Jerry?
Todo bien. Todo bien. Todo checky. Ustedes.
Do we have any more questions?
Let's get some questions going. We've only got about 5 that nobody's answered. But I'd say 4 of them are in the DVD.
Tennessee says, what does the X mean? Who can answer that? What does the X mean?
What does the X mean? Can anybody answer that?
Do y'all know what he means by X? Does everyone on here understand what he means by the X?
What does the X mean? Anybody know? Scott says the X structure. Yes, Scott. Compa Luis says that's cool, Jerry. ¿Qué significa la X?
Like when you see these in the woods.
Hey, qué bueno. Bonito photo.
What do the X's mean?
Scott says territorial. Good job, Scott. Tracker says stay out.
TrackerElla also says to keep out is their territory. Exactly. The same reason we put an X up. Stop.
Yep. This is our area. Don't come past here. But each section, each X belongs to a different Bigfoot. Belongs to a different creature in that area. So just because you see one over here, if you see another one over there, you're right in between two areas for hunting. but Tracker A and Scott, you're both correct.
Malcolm is here. Hey, Tracker Ann. Jeremy says, do the Squatch and walking wolf coexist?
Does anybody have that answer? Does the Squatch and the walking wolf coexist?
Good question, Jeremy. Tracker A says out, meaning the X means keep out. Yes. Christian wants to know if anyone has captured a Mothman. Killed? Yes. Captured? We don't.
No, we don't capture.
We don't. Charles says, how can we detect a portal in the forest? That's a really good question, Charles.
But also look for dead.
We can't
Almost answer that.
It's hard not to answer.
I know.
Good question, Charles. We'll come back to it. Who else? Who can answer Charles' question? What are some ways that you know that you can detect a portal in the forest? Scott says broken trees are the same. Stay on that side. He's saying and broken trees are another territorial marker. Tracker A says they do live together, Jeremy.
Okay, Scott, there is your answer. Tracker A has answered that. She says yes, they do live together, Jeremy. Oh, is that Jeremy's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my fault. Jeremy, there was your answer. Tracker A answered. Yes, they do live together. You will find them together. Mothman, walking wolves, Bigfoot, different kind of hybrid creatures. 40-footers, 20-footers, 8-footers, 3-footers, 6 legs, some with wings, hooves, claws. They'll all be together, and that's the way they're supposed to look. So to another Bigfoot, to another hybrid creature, that's the way they're supposed to look. They're not afraid of each other. That's the way they're supposed to look. So that's the way you look at it. Don't be afraid of it. That's the way it's supposed to look.
Tracker A says they do live together, Jeremy. Juan Garcia says 100% and thumbs up. Scott says yes, often seen together even.
Job, Scott.
Tennessee says yes, all predators work together.
Job,
Thank
Tennessee.
You. CT says no suburno, Christian. Minority Reporter says good evening. Hey, Minority.
Right, Minority.
You weren't here earlier though. Maybe you're saying hi to someone new coming in. CT says thank you, Charles. That was one of Christian's questions.
Oh, good.
Orlando, hello, says hola.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Glad you're here, Orlando. Christian says Jerry and Ella. That's as far as I got.
They're like cousins, same creatures, DNA modified by diet. You are correct, Tracker M.
Good job. CT says Christian would like one day to see you in Chile.
Hey, it'd be great to be there in Chile.
It sure would. So what questions do we still have that have not been answered?
Okay, now we're going to ask these questions again real fast. And if anyone can answer these, you're more than welcome to, especially if you have the DVD or you're one of our trackers. When do Mothman show up? Oh, I think we answered that. There was twilight time and at the darkest they will move in.
I think they answered it. You don't need it.
No. Okay. So the next question from Jody. Are wood knocks part of their vocalization? And what would a dog whistle do to them? If anybody has that answer. Are wood knocks part of their vocalization? What are wood knocks? What do they do? And would a dog whistle affect them? What does a dog whistle do to them? Also, I think we did this one. Jeremy, that was 40 foot. And we got our TrackerElla, that's in 20 footers, 17 footers, 25 feet. We've got another tracker who had to put 2 down. They were around 12 foot. So their sizes vary up to about 40 that we have seen or know of. Majestic Outdoor, I believe, says, do Bigfoot use bogs and hide in the mud? Yes, if you watch the DVD, you'll see what we talk about where they take mud from, if they dig out a cave, they'll take that mud and plaster it onto a wall of a ravine or make a bog, throw that mud there, make a bog so that when the deer come, they sink, or any animal sinks, or even human will sink and bog down. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry I answered that question.
They will also just sit in the water and in the mud.
Yeah.
And hide, like an alligator. Think of every master predator, every alpha predator of every type of beast. And they have also mastered those things.
So that was my fault. I answered that question without waiting. But yes, they do use the mud. They do make bogs. They will go into it like this and watch. They'll hide in the water, underneath banks, in snow, banks of snow. They'll sit there and let snow just accumulate on them for 2-3 days. By the time you walk by, you think it's a snowy bush, and then that's who they are, where they're at. So the other question is, how long has Bigfoot existed? If you have the DVD, you know that answer. It's in the first part of the DVD in the story, The Legend of Time, and then it takes it from there. Another question is, are Bigfoot's demons? Can anybody answer that? Did we answer the X? Yeah. Okay, we answered the X, so and we answered that the Bigfoots do exist, coexist. And Charles says, how can we detect portals in the forest? If anybody can answer that one. And are they demons? And are wood knocks part of their vocalization? And what do dog whistles do to them? So we've only got like 4 questions that has not been answered tonight fully. And we will finish that up. And all the rest of them and all these that we're going to finish answering is in the DVD. So all these questions that people have, we can give you all the answers and more than you can even think of right now. There's more information that goes way back that if you have the DVD, you will be safe. You will know what to look for.
Charles says, yes, they are demons.
Okay, so
CT also says, yes, they're demons.
Christian, your answer, yes, they are demons. Now, also, TrackerElla and myself were talking about this the other day. TrackerElla, sorry.
I wish she was here.
But we have to also get people past the thought process of angel and Jesus are not the same form. The angels have wings and some have claws and different heads and fur and all this other stuff. Many eyes, and Jesus doesn't. So let's not put Jesus and angels in the same category. Jesus is in the image, and these demons are
Not.
not. So don't blend Jesus with angels. Keep them separated. Jesus in the form that looks just like you. Angels
come in many forms.
So don't put them together. Keep them separated, and then you can see a little bit different. But yes, they are demons. They're not like us.
Charles says, "Oh, back up here."
No,
with Scott.
That's as far as I know, opinion.
Okay. Which one?
We need Charles.
Which one?
Let's see Charles.
Here?
Yeah.
Charles says, yes, a dog whistle at 16 hex will hurt their ears. We also know of someone who the military came and they had it look like a little satellite dish when there were dogmen in the area or walking wolves in the area. And the homeowner's own dog, pit bull, fell on the ground whenever they pulled out this equipment and aimed it towards the woods. It affected his own pit bull's ears. He fell on the ground and started having seizures and foaming at the mouth. So definitely with the sounds is a weapon to use against them.
Okay, we're gonna have to give Malcolm. Who was that? Jody. Jody, your question is: are wood knocks part of their vocalization? Malcolm says wood knocks are dinner bells, letting other know prey is in the area. That is correct. Also, there's underground burrows. So when they hit on the wall, hit on the trees, or even clack the rocks, that they're informing the other ones that somebody's in the forest out there wood knocking or whooping, or has started a campfire, or is even talking out there. Human voices attract predators. They're all kind, from an owl, from a wolf, to a coyote, to a skunk. A human voice will attract that. So when you're out in the forest, especially if you're camping, don't be making loud noises. Don't be calling to your kid to buy the car to bring you a ice chest. Keep your voices down. Be safe out there.
And yes, they can mimic any sound, but they can also use bones, and those will create different sounds, the large bones to hit the wood. And Tennessee may be a matter of the force. CT, let's see. Jody says, incredible knowledge. The more I listen to you two, the more I see. Thank you, Jody. Good.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you.
That means a lot.
We're always glad to hear from you, and we always like to check on you.
And we're so glad to see you here in your own name.
Yeah. It's not a Frank or a Gloria or something.
Charles says, yes, Daddy. Okay, we did that. CT says, Jerry, how do we buy the DVD from Uruguay? Marcelo asking. The link on here, do
CT, it's in the description of this. Also, let me see if I can put something up real fast.
We will put a link in the comments, and thank you. Jody Albrecht says, what a great question, Jody. Jody says, is the armor of God a mental state? Does anyone else want to answer that?
You write that one down. I'm going to try to get this.
Is the armor of God a mental state? who knows the answer. And then we'll address it at the end also. Jesus says, why aren't there many Mothman videos? Why aren't there many Mothman videos? Is that a question for the other people too? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to write your question down, Jesus. We know that there's someone here that will want to answer that. Let's see. Scott says, Jody, more of a spiritual state than mental in response to the armor of God being a mental state question. Scott's reply is more of a spiritual state than mental. Christian says,
where you at?
Right here, incredible. To do, Jerry, thank you.
Oh, okay, that is good. CT may.
Christian says the triangle in the sky, why it appears, talking about the, and we'll come back up to your question there, Parkway.
Okay, Christian, let's pertain it to, even though it does pertain to Bigfoot as far as, it's kind of like a different category, but I mean, it does relate to that.
We would, can I just give a real quick answer since that's not one for everybody?
Okay.
Those triangle crafts are both alien / demon and also our own technology, our own military and government technology, which has been taken from the aliens or demons. Jerry, I missed how Marcelo can get the DVD. He's going to put the link in the comments there. CT, thank you. Charles says, keep God in your heart and mind, you are covered. Jeremy Wilson says, the armor of God is spiritual law. Christian says, thank you. Tennessee says, mental threshold.
Yeah.
Scott says, you put on the armor of God for spiritual battle.
Yes, but once you put it on, you keep it on. You don't need to ever take it off. Just keep it polished.
CT says, I did not get that, TrackerElla. The link is in the comments for the DVD. Jerry put it in there. He will put it in again. Scott says you put on the armor of God for spiritual battle. Marcelo says, gracias, CT. CT, the triangle. Oh, it's a, CT is asking about the triangle spacecrafts. They are both alien, demon, and also government or military has taken that technology. Many of the things we see are what our own governments have already learned and been using from the alien technology. they work together. Christian saying thank you. Okay. Do we have any more questions or any more answers? And then we're at an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, the next one of the questions is, how can we detect a portal in the forest? Next question is, how long has Bigfoot existed? And
Is the armor of God a mental state?
oh, we answered that one.
Okay. It's both spiritual and mental. You have to have both. Why aren't there many Mothman videos? Is another question.
And yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That one. Carla Hitkin says, can you expand on the gray or black fog?
Can we put that in a question, Carla?
That's something you need. Are you talking about
I don't, if you're talking about the news
the
or something.
news, or are you talking about like shadow people or fog?
Are you talking about mist or
Bigfoot?
fog, black fog? I don't know.
Will you clarify that a little, Carla? Narrow it down for us?
And we do have your question, Mysterious Oklahoma. It was the second one. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, you asked the same question as Romero, which he says, how long has the Bigfoots existed? Mysterious Oklahoma says, how long do Bigfoots live? Oh, okay. It's a different question. Okay. Bigfoot hunts in bad weather, yes. That's a statement, which is a true statement, not a question, but it is true.
Which one
Merle Flores Cecilio, I think that's an opinion. Whenever you say I think, you're not telling us anything and you're not asking a question. You're just giving us an opinion, and tonight's about questions. So if you have a question, we can answer that. And Mysterious Oklahoma says, I've seen the black clouds fog near El Reno. I think we're getting off topic. This is about questions on the Bigfoot, and if that question is in the documentary. So I don't know about the black fog in the sky near El Reno. Let's stick to the questions on Bigfoot, if we could, please. And we will also get to your answer. But actually, Mysterious Oklahoma, let me go ahead and answer what I know, and that we do have the reports of very old Bigfoots. But to our trackers, they get taken care of as soon as we see them. We don't let them get old, and we don't let them grow and flourish.
Scott says Bigfoots hunt in bad weather. Yes, they do. They use the weather as cover to do the damage that they do, and to get people to come out of their homes, or to create blinds near their homes, and to make all kinds of noise that they wouldn't be able to get away with otherwise. We have heard other Bigfoot shows telling people that they don't hunt or come out in the bad weather, but that is not true. They do come out in bad weather. They're not afraid of storms.
Storms give them cover, And if anybody watches the news, there's always missing people during those storms. And it's a prime hunting time for them because they know that people do come up missing and nobody searches for them.
Merle, there is demon blood. If you're go back and look at the Book of Enoch, you will find out a lot about the giants and the Nephilim, the Geborim. Look into that. And also there are demonized beasts, just as demons can, in addition, infect humans and animals and just about everything. There are demonized things, so that's also part of that answer. The El Patron eats, so I think it is an animal, smart and evil. It is definitely all those things also. But it also contains stolen human DNA, and it has the original predator DNA and the demonized blood. The black clouds and fogs, I guess that's something we'll address on another one, but they can create their own lingering mist, stringy mist, and move within the cover of the mist and the fog. The black fog have been seen with demons.
Carla Hipkins says, I've seen the black fog right before a sighting. You had a photo of the fog at the back of an SUV. And then she says, is that Bigfoot itself, or is it just a way to block the vision? It's both. It's reflecting light. And when they reflect the light comes into one spot. So say you're reflecting light like this, but right here in the middle, the shadow will gather. So behind it, you're going to have something like this. So it's going to look like black fog or a black shadow or a black silhouette, but it's just where the light that's reflected meets. And you're going to have right there in the middle. And also, if you cross your eyes, it's more advanced, but if you cross your eyes, you can see them also more easily as that black fog or that black shadow. But yes, those are Bigfoots. It's a reflection of light, but where you see that black fog or that black shadow, that line is that shadow coming together. And they will stay real still. It will be shadow people. You won't even see them if you don't know what you're looking for. They'll be in people's homes, kids' closets, under beds. Shadow people is what they're called, but they are Bigfoots. They are hybrid creatures, and you can see them. They are that black fog. They are that little glitch out of your eye. Let's just pay attention because we can see them.
They manifest and become more and more and more dense also.
That's
why if you've not seen the spiritual house cleansing video, when we completely spiritually cleanse a room, we also block off and underneath the doors, no cracks, no way to allow any kind of fog or mist to come out of or go back into those rooms. I think we already answered Carla. Jody Albrecht says, question, during major storms, do our telecom towers become portals? That's an interesting question.
No, but a lot of the towers they're set like roach zappers. They're strategically placed, and whenever a signal goes to another one, you can actually zap people. And that has a lot to do with the 5G, and that's all coming up. It's a whole different thing, though. But they actually use those towers to watch people. So while you're seeing that big red light flashing or that white flash, that Bigfoot has crawled all the way up to the top, and it's sitting at the very top over there And now I can see that house and that house and that house and that house. Who's outside? Who left the dog? Where deer are? Where's everything going on? But those big towers, those windmills, you're gonna find Bigfoots up there at night watching, or even during the day if people aren't paying attention.
We recently put up some pictures from TrackerElla of how the Bigfoot had been dropping trees on the fence to get into just to make an easy pathway to get into where some of the cell towers are so they could climb them. Probably also on TrackerElla's page or channel. CT said, where was it? She said that no, it was Jody Albrecht said she has seen them clinging to cars like a dark mass, like a cloud, and it makes your stomach uneasy. Yes. Yes. They might look like a mist, a lingering mist, or a blur. They might look like just the absence of light.
We talk about that in the DVD that a lot of people don't know that they take them home. They could be translucent. And if you don't know that they're translucent, your car will even feel a little heavier. You'll feel like, are my tires a little flat? I feel my car feels like it's dragging, but you're actually, like Jody is saying, they can cling to the side, they can be in the back of that tailgate, they could be on top, they could be underneath it. A lot of people take them home, and in the DVD, we show you the translucency, the translucent ones, and what to look for and how to look for them.
We do have a tracker. She's not actually come on here yet, but we've given reports from her. But she recently went to pull into a driveway and felt the Bigfoot get off of her car. She didn't know, or her truck. She didn't know that it was on there, but she felt it when it left, and so did her dog. So you do have to be very careful. We never leave our doors open. If you're getting groceries or packages out of your car, shut your door in between. What we will do is go get a laundry basket first, bring it out to the car, just load it all up at once and take it in all at once. Boom, done.
Don't leave your doors open. They are opportunists. Every time you leave that door open to go get groceries from the car, they're coming in. When you turn your back, they're going in. Thank you, Jody.
We have a question of how fast can they run?
Mysterious Oklahoma says, how fast do Bigfoot run? I've heard accounts of 30 to 40 miles per hour. And
TrackerElla says up to 55 miles an hour. That's correct.
And TrackerElla
55. I think I've heard 160, but right in there.
Right in there. 55 miles per hour. That's the basic, or what they can get up to. Some, like TrackerElla is saying, they can go a little faster. Some, not all, but expect them. And we also talk about that in the DVD.
If you can, go at least 15 miles when you leave an area where you know they've been or may have maybe following you or tracking you. Go at least 15 miles at 55 miles an hour. Unfortunately, that's not always doable on some of these mountain roads, but if you can, do that. And try not to go straight home if you've seen them. You want to make it harder for them to follow you.
Yeah.
Charles says he's heard 65 to 75. I've not heard that high, but oof.
They can get up there, though. And when you see a bunch of elk running for their lives, they're going about 55, 60. They're moving. And those Bigfoots are running right up to them and getting them on the run. So don't think you're going to outrun a Bigfoot. Be prepared.
Charles said, or as fast as a cheetah. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, if there's a predator that can do it, these have been capable of doing the same.
Okay, a couple of questions is, how do we detect a portal in the forest? Next question, how long has Bigfoot existed?
Can you answer the portal one?
Let's see if anybody else can answer that.
Can anyone else answer about the portals? What are ways that you have noticed or seen or know of from our show that you would recognize a portal in the forest or anywhere? It doesn't have to be in a forest. It could be in the middle of the city, really.
And why haven't there been any Mothman videos? So we've got many Mothman videos. We have 3 questions left that people hasn't answered.
And if y'all have not seen the YouTube channel Slap Ham, it's just a compilation of very short videos from all over the world, and they have some of the most outstanding little clips.
Oh, sure
They
do.
just get dismissed. It makes me laugh when people say, all these years and not one good video, not one good photo. Well, you guys just aren't looking if you're telling anybody that, because there is just a plethora of things out there. But Slap Ham is it. We see so many of the things that
You'll
we're
see
talking
those
about on our
shadows,
channel.
that black fog.
Yes, you'll see people get possessed, walk in, shadow people.
And they don't do anything about it.
Dragging babies across the crib. Just so many things. Bigfoot, walking wolves, Mothman. You name it, they show up eventually on those little short videos. And some of them get scrubbed right away. So just stay on it. Charles says Bigfoots have existed since man has been on Earth and still exist.
Almost all the way correct. But you're the closest.
And he's probably thinking of as in the days of Noah, and also after that. Talks about there were giants in those days in Genesis 6. Can you answer that? Or the portal one?
We have 3 questions left. We're waiting on someone besides us to answer. One is, how can we detect a portal in the forest? Romero says, how long has Bigfoot existed? And 3 is, why aren't there many Mothman videos? Anybody can answer this.
TrackerElla, how I notice a portal is spiders will be there and it will have a bluish green hue.
All right, TrackerElla.
Yes.
And you can go ahead.
Yes, that's the same way it was at the portal where I was, and also everything in that area was dead except one little, and that's a photo of the portal I put up earlier. One little tiny path, just an enticing little path to try to lure me in, and bad idea. I did not go in there, but anyway, it'll look very dead in that area, or it will feel very heavy. You will see, it'll look like it's spinning. It'll look like a wavering doorway. It'll look like heat waves just in one spot. Portals can also look like tubes of light or tubes of dark.
Also, you're going to have a lot of cryptid traffic in that area. You're going to have things coming and going. You're also going to have a boneyard close to there so they can eat and go and jump in that portal and get out. In and out, come out and eat. Go, eat before you go back in. So look for boneyards around that area, dead areas, cryptid traffic, a lot of prints around that area. Orbs, spider webs, spiders, as TrackerElla was saying also. They're all signs of it. Also, listen to your pets. Your pets will also warn you. They will back up. They will stop. Also, feel for them. You can also feel for them. You'll get that tingle in front of you. You'll feel it, actually. If you listen to your body and feel that your body is made up of all feelings, so use them. Feel for everything. Feel the wind. Feel everything.
They can also feel like you might see a tunnel in the woods. You might even see a tunnel that's actually of created vines. Stay out of those. It can also feel like buzzing, like 1,000 bees buzzing. It can feel like electricity, like static. Those are all other ways of recognizing portals. And some people don't come back from portals. These stories about the fairies and people going into fairyland, they're not just legends. They're not made up stories. They come from truth. Jody Albright says comments.
Jody Albright, where's she at?
What did you mean? Jody, were you talking about comments?
Hey, you might be talking since the comments of the attack, and that's also a good start right there.
Charles says that's great information. TrackerElla. Christian, let's see. I think CT, are you helping Christian with the answers, or let us know if we need to slow down or
Yeah.
JR says, wanted to know slap ham videos. JR says, thanks, TrackerElla. You're very welcome, JR. You'll enjoy that channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there's so many times that you're like, we just talked about that last night.
We're like, can't they see the shadows? Can't they? Don't they know last
that's frustrating. The baby will be in a room and crying on the monitor, and they'll even see the crib slid towards the closet, and they still put the baby there the next night. It drives me bonkers.
And also, on our channel, we have a spiritual house cleaning video. So if you even feel like anything's in your house, watch that video and do exactly what we did. We'll show you how to clean it, close it with prayer, and keep it always protected. It's a spiritual house cleansing video on TrackerElla's page. I think I might have, but I'm not sure on mine. But TrackerElla's YouTube page does have the spiritual house cleaning video. Everyone needs to also watch that one also.
And CT is just trying to translate. Thank you again, CT. We're not trying to work you to death. We really appreciate you very, very much. And I know Christian and the other viewers do as well. Marcella also says thank you. Is that all of them? Why are there not many Mothman videos?
So we have 2 questions left that no one has answered yet. One of the questions is, how long has Bigfoot existed? And why aren't there many Mothman videos? But how long has Bigfoot existed? There's 2 more questions that no one has answered yet. And TrackerElla says, thanks CT for translating. We do appreciate that. And CT, you should, consider helping us with some information, being an honorary tracker, and give us some reports in your area. We know you got activity. We know you got the DVD. We know you know what to look for. We could also use the information from your area if you would consider doing that also. We've got a couple other trackers. We didn't check in tonight because we're using the new YouTube kind of thing. We're just trying to get rid of all these questions that people may have so that our next stream we can get back to teaching and start back with the lessons.
CT says, I wish I could always do it, but today I did not work. It takes me an hour to get to work driving, but it is my pleasure.
Oh, great, CT. And if you can be here as often as possible, we sure could use the help with the translation. We're much quicker than we are.
What else?
Well, we still got 2 questions.
Mothman videos.
Why aren't there many Mothman videos? Can anybody answer
Well,
that?
go look at the slap ham and see if you can find some for one thing, but also
CT says she keeps looking, especially here in Texas. They say that she lives in the city, but it's like a forest. It's a good place to be looking for all this.
it sure is. It's those the ones on the edge of the tree lines that, to me, are the most dangerous. Tracker B can tell y'all about that. The one strip of woods that is so full of Bigfoot in her area is so narrow, you just would not believe that they could exist in that spot, but they do. But they do. It's not your real.
But they do.
CT says, I'm more careful now that I know all this information. Thank you. Good, CT.
Oh, thank you,
to
CT.
be around a long time.
And we're glad.
Teaching other.
Yeah, she's teaching her family, her friends. And, keep going over that DVD. Okay, the last two questions. How long has Bigfoot existed? And why aren't there many Mothman videos? If anybody can answer that. Why are there not many Mothman videos? And how long has Bigfoot existed? These are the two questions that we've got left after all these.
One thing I'd like to say is about the censorship in America. The land of the free has more censorship than these other countries do, because I notice on the slap hand videos and some of the best videos that we see are from foreign countries. Mexico really has a lot of good videos coming out of it. But here in America, they get scrubbed very, very quickly. So that's one answer about the videos.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a lot of the Mothman videos are being scrubbed. The truth is, though, the Bigfoot videos, the walking wolves, the Mothman videos, the gargoyle videos, the lizard man videos, they're not putting these things out there because they don't want you to know about it. We're probably the only channel that tells you directly about it, and actually brings you photos, videos, and also in the DVD it has all the information. It has photos of Bigfoots. It has video of Bigfoots. It has video of translucent Bigfoots, photos of translucent Bigfoots, where to look for them. So the last question is, how long has Bigfoot existed? If anybody can get this one, we can wrap it up. What do you think?
Malcolm says a portal area has like a gray color, usually X's around the area. Yes.
And Scott says there has been thousands more Bigfoot sightings than Mothman.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. That is true.
More numbers, but also people don't look up that much.
And Mothman, they're more. They're going to be in the background. They come out whenever. I mean, it's dark. They're in the trees. They'll come and drop a rock on your head if they can. But they stay hidden better than the Bigfoot. So,
Scott, I think you were here to listen to Life's Adventures with Jim. If anyone has not watched that video, it's the one that has a tank on the front. That's a veteran that has firsthand knowledge of the Mothman and the Bigfoot, just all the monstrosities. You don't want to miss that account. So go back and look. Go back and look at the last couple months of our videos. They've been outstanding guests. And Malcolm, yes, the gray, the misty, it doesn't look like the colors of the rest of the forest. You just look at that area and you're like, do I need to clean my glasses?
I need to adjust my eyes.
You're right. And even in a, there's just a good way to see Bigfoots too. The mists, not just portals, but even the Bigfoots can look like a mist. Charles says, because Mothman flies at night mostly and they're monitored by the government.
Great, CT.
And all dark too. I've never heard of any light colored Mothman. The only one I've ever heard of has been dark in color. We'll have to ask Jim that specifically. if they were all the same color, the ones that he saw.
That's a great answer, Charles.
TrackerElla also, do you have some input on that? During her area. And that was a very good answer, Charles. Scott says yes. CT says, well, about the monkey.
Jody says, since the puncture of the eye, how long has Bigfoot existed? Yes, since the puncture of the eye, puncture of the filament. When the comets, as they call them then, but the name for comets is actually, if you change it to spider, it would make more sense. But when the three giant spiders in the Legend of Time came through, they started consuming. And whenever the spiders were consuming, whatever they eat is put into the offspring, into the eggs. And so the first Bigfoots were hatched, but they weren't formed like us. They didn't have a mold yet. They're a combination of everything, but not a completion of anything. They can't be a fish. They can't be a dog. They can't be an elk. They can't be a bear. They can't be man. They can't be a gorilla. They can only exist as what they are, as a monster, as a creature, a parasite, a feeder on everything. They started off as a blotchy kind of, it had no form, but with the eating of the DNA of the animals, of the serpent, that form, that predator started taking a form. And then when it started eating man, it started taking the form of man. Man was here before the apes and the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot is through the stolen consumption of man's DNA and blood, that they stole it by eating, consuming man, that they become more man-like. But they'll never be a man. They can't be a man. They can't be human. They're only a creature. They are a demon. It's a mixture of everything. It's got spider DNA, fangs, venom, claws. It is a predator. But it began after the puncture of the eye, which is in the DVD, the story, The Legend of Time, that through the ingestion of man did the Bigfoot begin to take form, to have a man-like form. They are not man. They never will be. They are a predator only.
Also known as the arrival of evil. CT says Jeepers Creepers, I think, is the name of the movie.
Yep.
That is.
And good job, Jody. I don't know if you got the DVD or not, Jody, but that was a great answer. It's in the Legend of Time, in that first story, and it talks about all that. People, it talks about all that. It tells you a story that you've never heard before. It's information you've never heard before. The whole DVD is information you never heard before. These questions that everybody was asking, our trackers answered them. The viewers who've been with us, the people who's had the DVD answered every one of your questions. That's how important this information is. There's people who can answer your questions. You don't know the answers. There's questions, there's answers in the DVD that you don't even know to ask yet. But that information is in there. It's built to help you, protect you, keep you safe out there by giving you all the information that you need. And then what we do is afterwards we continue with more information, more techniques, more ways to deter Bigfoots that may be around your home or your families. And the more that we can get this out to people and to learn everything that you need to learn that will keep you safe, you're going to be able to help others. You're going to be a teacher, become a tracker, help other people, help your neighborhood, help your families. They don't know what you would know if you had the Bigfoot documentary or had stayed with this channel for quite a while. CT, Malcolm, Charles, Scott, Jody, Linda, and there's many more. And these were only a few of our viewers or trackers who was answering all the questions that people had. And that should tell you a lot. We didn't have to tell you. People who've been with us and who have that documentary were the people answering your questions.
Tracker A says all the Mothman she has seen are usually around train tracks. Many walking wolves are around train tracks too, but I think it's just an open, easy path of least resistance. It'd be easy to fly through there. It'd be easy to walk through there.
Walking wolves also are with the train tracks. You'll find them because they ride them too. Bigfoots ride them. Bigfoots ride buses. They use any form of transportation, boats, ships.
You can hop on things.
Logs, anything.
I think that's it.
Okay.
It's a short show for us.
And Malcolm says, how long has Bigfoot existed? It's in the video, he said. It's in the video. Charles says, so they took on a more human form. Yes, with the more consumption of human, that DNA, the offspring will be more man-like or more humanish. And the more that they eat, the ones who look more humanish are the more deadly. They have that taste for DNA. They know that eating a man will make a better predator for them, to get more food for them. It's all about food. But, okay, so, things are good, right?
We're good.
All the answers that everyone asked was answered, mostly by our trackers and some of our viewers who have been here.
Awesome.
Y'all did awesome. We didn't have to do a thing. We're so glad that we had this many trackers here with us to answer these questions that other people didn't have.
Nope. Oklahoma Adventures just joined us. We're not running because you're here. We just finished out.
Oh, Oklahoma Adventures, we are just about to close up.
We sure wish that we could have joined you yesterday. The person that was supposed to meet us was unable to. They weren't feeling well. And, well, we ended up getting things done that we needed to do. But it would have been fun to, knowing that you were so close yesterday. We would love to have gone with you. But we'll see you soon, Oklahoma Adventures. Jose and Tony.
Okay, so the Cashapp, PayPal, and if you would like to help support the channel through Patreon, we also put a link up there. Every question was answered, and we want to thank our trackers and viewers, our longtime viewers who answered those questions. If you have the DVD, you have those answers. The people who are asking those questions, you can always talk to our trackers, talk to the viewers who've been here for a while. They can answer your questions. We're not the only experts. There's a lot of experts. So the next time that we do have another broadcast, that we want to have it more as our tracking channel meeting again. Get back to sharing the information and having updates from our trackers. We wanted to do this today so that we would answer your questions, so that we have more participation on listening and comprehending what the information is that we're sharing through our channel.
Jody Albrecht says, great teachers. I watch all your older videos. DVD next. I promise you are an amazing tracker.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Hey, just get with us. Send us your address.
And
you're answering questions. We can tell you're watching the videos. That's why we were
thinking
you had the DVD because you're answering questions that you've learned on that stream. So we appreciate that, Jody.
And thank you for always coming back and watching those videos, Jody. It's been a long long time with you. Sometimes we didn't know you were even in the room because you were Frank or you were Bob or you were Sue or Gloria. So we're glad
You were
that
one dedicated viewer and friend.
she was
We
gonna
appreciate
she
you.
was gonna get in there. She's like, I'm watching you through this channel, through that channel. Somebody left their Facebook open. Somebody left their
Send us a private message with your address, please.
Yes, we'd like to get with you on that.
Oklahoma Adventure says, we'd like to go tracking off the Kamishi Woods with you. Great, we know some good spots.
We got some spots we want to
Bet
take you
you
off.
too.
Yeah, some of these spots, the locals have showed us, so we'd like to take you to those spots as well. And we got some great spots we want to show you also.
Looking forward to that very much. Lacia Ventura says, like the video, please tap the X and like the video and go back to the chat. Thank you. We appreciate that. Boy, I'll tell you what, they know how to build a channel.
They do.
You guys go, if you're not already subscribed to Oklahoma Adventures and to Las Aventuras, go subscribe to those. These people put out quality work. Really, really good channels.
And CT, if you can kind of give us some updates on activity around your area, we would appreciate it. We know you're a good distance, but we would like to have some updates in your area. We know you know what to look for. Hey, Oklahoma Adventure says that would be great. We got some spots planned for you, and we know it's safe and how to get in and get out. So we can't wait to see y'all next weekend.
We would like to also just have you track around with us on our property. There's still a lot. We've spent more time exploring other people's property than our own, and we'd love to have y'all with us to do that too. So I think we're done.
Okay, so we are done. The next time we will be back on, it will be back to the Tracker channel. We wanted to get these questions out of the way, answer any questions that anybody has. It doesn't matter. We're just going to answer them. You're only going to get that with this channel. We are the experts, but we also have a lot of experts on this channel. A lot of our trackers, longtime viewers, have all this information. Go back and watch those videos. We've got over 200 videos, 2 hour, 3 hour videos, over 200, or take the shortcut. Take the shortcuts. An hour and 45 minutes of nothing but information that you need to stay safe out there. It will help you, will save your life, and you will be able to talk to friends and family because you have the proof. You have, it's got Bigfoots on the DVD. It's got, translucent ones. It's got different facial features of different Bigfoots in there. Plus their traps, what to do, what to look for, what to smell for. It's got so much information. If you don't have it, you won't be as safe as you possibly can be when you're out there.
CT says the black helicopter has been flying in Texas lately. Now, we're very familiar with those.
Yeah.
And we have a funny story we'll tell y'all another night about a black helicopter that came in here. Matter of fact, when Tracker A was on the show last time, there's a pretty good, but we won't go into it tonight. But there's a good story with that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one next time.
Charles said, y'all come on back now, you
hear? Yeah. So
everybody saying good night. Come to Canada. Jody saying, come to Canada. Maybe someday. I don't know. Do we have to get the...
Yeah, if it's by a shot, we're not... we can, I know a way to get up through that.
Okay,
just keep it on the DL when we show up,
Malcolm says DVD tells the history of the ancients of time passed down through generations. Yes, thank you, Malcolm.
Send the DVD. Get your DVD. Get your DVD.
And to Chile too. Yeah, we're gonna go all around the world, aren't we?
Yeah,
Invitations all over the
that
world.
would be great. I mean, just to visit.
We would love to meet you guys, seriously.
So get your DVD. The information is on here a couple of times. How you can order, or you can send us an email. Let's get it started. Let's get you what you need. We'll be back as soon as we can, hopefully in 2 days.
And for those of you that came in late, we have Patreon now. That's brand new. TrackerElla has been on us to do that as well, and a lot of other people.
Ralph and George.
Oh yeah. So anyway, he figured that out today, and it's up and running. And we also have a Rumble channel that we're just starting, and so if this ever gets taken down, that's another platform that you'll be able to find us on. And just stick with us. We're going to get better and better at the tech part.
But let's all stick together, stay with the channel, learn what we can, share the information with other people, and stay safe out there. We don't know when we're coming to Chile, but if we get that way, we're definitely coming to see you. Everyone have a great night.
Yes, thank y'all. Have a good evening.
We will see y'all again very soon.
Lord, watch over everyone in Jesus' name.